Hey folks, Joe here at Reverb. Today we're going to learn riffs in the key of Steely Dan. Steely Dan is a great band with many hits as well as many obscure tracks that are equally as cool. Steely Dan used many different guitar players throughout all of their records. There's stories about these guys working in the studio and they need a guitar solo on a song. They bring in a bebop player and a rock and roll player and a blues player, and they get 3 different solos and they just kind of pick which one they like the best. As a result, they've used so many different session players on all their records, and it has made for an awesome eclectic array of different styles of solos and riffs throughout their catalog. So there's a lot there to dive into. So today we're going to learn 4 riffs played by 4 different guitar players. So as you can imagine, each of these players had their own models of guitars and rigs and all that. Today it's just going to be about learning the color of these riffs. So I'm playing a Les Paul Studio, going through a Super Royal Reverb. I'm also going to kick on an SL Drive for a little bit of boost for a couple of these riffs. At home, don't worry about it. Pick up your favorite guitar, plug it into an amp. Let's learn some riffs. This is going to be an intermediate lesson. I won't be diving too much into the technique involved here, so I'll be playing things pretty slowly. You can pause it, rewind it, catch up as you wish, and then I'll play things up to speed as well, and you can try to play along. The first riff we're going to learn is a famous riff. It's at the beginning of the solo section of Reelin' in the Years off of the record Can't Buy a Thrill from 1972, and these riffs were played by Elliott Randall. Okay, this tune's in the key of A. The chords that go behind this riff are just G and A. And the riff is going to start on the open G string. Then you play the same riff from the top again, and the only thing that changes is the lick at the end. We add another pull off in there. So now we're pulling off from 3 to 2 and then to open on the B string, landing on the 2nd fret of the G, and then same way from 5 to 2 to open. So you're just adding the open B string as an additional pull off before landing on that 2nd fret G string. So the first time you've got, and the second time you've got an additional pull off. Okay, let's play the entire riff at a slower tempo. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's do it up to speed. I've kicked on the SL Drive here for a little extra boost. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, riff number 2, the opening track from the record Countdown to Ecstasy from 1973, Bodhisattva. This riff was most likely played by Skunk Baxter, and it is the opening section guitar riff. It may seem a little long, but as you noticed probably, there are 4 riffs at the beginning of this overall riff that are more or less the same. So let's check it out. It starts on the G string with 4th fret, 5th fret, and then bend. Cool, so that's the first 2 riffs. And then the 2 riffs following that are very similar, a little bit of a hammer on and pull off at the end of it. So then the next riff is starting on the same fret. And then we got to bend from 6. 5, 3. And then to end it, a nice rock and roll riff. Sliding up to 7, to 5, back down to 5 on the E, landing on that G. Okay, let's take it from the top of the riff at a slow tempo. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Hear it up to speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, our next riff is very chord-based. It is the opening chord sequence from the song Peg off of the very famous 1977 release Asia. And this guitar player that performed this was Jay Graydon. Great chords here, and actually only a couple of shapes, which is great. It starts up here on G major 9, up here on the 10th fret. You got root, 3rd, major 7th, and 9th. And that falls a half step to an F sharp 7 sharp 9. Many folks know this as the Jimi Hendrix chord. That's the way you can think of it as well, if that helps. That falls another half step to the major 9. That'd be F major 9. Another half step down to E 7 sharp 9, the Hendrix chord. Another half step down to, that's right, another major 9. So now we're at D sharp major 9. And then to a D, another half step down, 7 sharp 9. So now we've played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chords and only 2 shapes. It's great. And then it resolves from C major 7, 2 hits, to a G with a 6 in there, kind of a G major 6. Bass hits a G, so you're going to want to hear that root to hear that resolution. However, I think the guitar is just grabbing with the E in the bass there. If you don't have a bass player with you, it might be better just to go C major 7 to G. You get the idea there. Let's hear it up to speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, on to the fourth and final riff, and my favorite. Another one from that 1977 release, Asia. The last tune on that record, Josie, wonderful tune. The guitar player is a guy by the name of Larry Carlton. You probably know who he is. This is another very chordally based riff and tons of color in here. Let's check it out. Check out what Larry's doing here. And then parallel fifths. So far. Same thing. Then we jump down fifths. So far we've got this. Now we have a very cool riff. Two E's at the same time. Then go from A to G sharp to G and G at the same time. Low G here, open G here. F sharp with your pinky, and open B. Then we have some awesome chords. C major over F. And then we have F sharp 7 sharp 9, the Jimi Hendrix chord. Then we have that same shape, C over F. Move that shape up 2 frets, so we have D over G. So far we've got C over F, F sharp 7 sharp 9, D over G, and then this chord. This chord you could probably call a lot of different things. It could be a C sharp major 7 sharp 11. It could be an F sharp 9. So that chord sequence at the end, starting with the C over F. What a great note to end an intro on. Let's do the whole riff slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's hear the riff up to speed. I've also turned the reverb on the amp up a little bit to weten it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you have it, folks. 4 riffs in the key of Steely Dan, 4 riffs by 4 completely different guitar players, and yet still fit into a canon of similar composition and approach. There's so many different options and ways that you can tackle diving into how you're going to phrase your solo, how you're going to frame your kind of harmonic and melodic direction. There's a lot of language there from Steely Dan, I think, to learn about those kinds of approaches and how you can apply those approaches into your own work. I hope you got a lot from this. I hope you learned a little bit about slash chords, great melodies from great guitar players. And we'll be doing more of this stuff, so keep checking back on reverb.com. We'll see you guys next time.